If you're just starting out your fitness journey, I can promise you one thing. You're going to make mistakes. That's just completely normal. Anytime that you're starting like something new, it could be a fitness journey, a business, a side hustle, or anything like that, you're just going to make mistakes, and it's all part of the process. But I made this video especially for you so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. I was starting out my fitness journey. It's gonna save you a little bit of time. It should help you to be a little bit more realistic, and the whole process is just gonna be a little bit less frustrating. It took me a while just to figure out just 90 points that I'm going to tell you, but I have been through all of them. And then if there is just one point in this video here that is just gonna save you a little bit of time and just help you if you're just starting out, it's just gonna be worth it. And just make sure that you stick around for the last one. That's gonna be the simplest tip, but it's also the one that most people fail to do. The first one is consistency is what matters. Just remember, we're just playing the long game here. The body that I have today, it wasn't like built overnight. I've been working out for about 13 years now, and that's all part of the consistency that I have at the gym that helped me to get the body that I've got today. To be like very honest with you, if you're just starting out, you can see some quick results because your body isn't used to exercising. You can see like pretty good results within the first a couple of months, but eventually you're just gonna get to a point that you're not gonna see the results coming as fast as you saw when you first started, or it's just gonna take a little bit longer to get where you want, and that is just completely normal. But you just have to keep in mind that you have to keep working out. You just have to find a different goal to chase, something that is just gonna keep you motivated to go to the gym every single week. And it could be like, losing 2 more kilos or just gain another 5. It could be anything, but you just have to find a goal that you can just keep chasing it. The second one is nutrition is 80% of the game. If you're not thinking about starting a diet right now, you're just about to make the same mistakes that I did when I started my journey. When I just started, I was just like going to the gym very regularly. I was just like working out hard, and I wasn't like seeing so many results. I just went to the personal trainer and I asked him, what's going on with me right now? Why can't I really move forward with my goals? I'm just like still waiting the same. I'm not really able to lift heavy weights anymore. I'm just like stuck with the same weights that I've been lifting for the last couple of weeks. And the first thing that he asked me, how is your diet? And then I just look at him like I'm not really following anything. And then he just said, that's the problem. If you don't follow a diet, you're just not gonna go anywhere. And then before you just like start going to the gym, just look at the food that you're eating. You can actually just start changing your body by simply just following a new diet, just eating something like healthy and good for your body. You just have to start eating clean and just take all the junk food out of your menu. That alone, you just increase dramatically your gains at the gym. That's why it's so important just to keep following a diet. Don't make the same mistake that I did when I was just starting out, and save you a little bit of time. Start your diet even before you start going to the gym. Number 3 is lifting weights is not gonna make you bulk. It's just gonna change your life. When I started my fitness journey, I didn't want to be those big guys at the gym. I was just look at them, I was just like, oh, I just don't wanna be like that. But then I completely changed my mind about that along the process. But anyway, when I first signed up at the gym, I just wanted to be looking good and fit. I didn't want to be too big. If you don't have the goal of becoming those big guys or big girls, trust me, you're not gonna get there unless you really want to, because it requires a lot of work. You're just gonna have to eat a lot. You're just gonna have to be working out so heavy, and it should take so much time for you just to build that big body. If you're just in the process of losing weight, for example, if you just like lift heavy weights, it's just going to help you to lose those weights, because cardio definitely is just helpful. It's very important in the process of losing weight, but lifting weights is just going to help you to burn more fat in the long run. And a lot of people just like make the mistakes of focusing too much on cardio when they go to the gym, but that's just a huge mistake. When you're just like lifting heavy weights, it's all part of the process of losing weight and actually gaining muscles. Don't worry about like being those big guys, because it's gonna be so hard to get there. I have been working out for about 13 years and I'm still not that huge guy, so don't worry about it. The fourth one is just like sleep and recovery is just part of the training. When people, they just first sign up at the gym, they just like feel motivated, they're excited, they just wanna get started as soon as possible. They just wanna do like as many as workouts as they can. And that's why a lot of people overtrain a little bit, because they get too excited. They just wanna go to the gym so often and they forget about the process of like, muscle recovery, and they forget about the process of like sleeping well at night. If you're just like working out hard at the gym, but you're just like sleeping 4, 5, 6 hours a night, you're not gonna get the results that you want. It doesn't matter if you're training hard, following a diet, but if you're just not sleeping well, you're not gonna get where you want to be. You just gotta aim to sleep between 7 to 9 hours a night, and because it just helps you to recover the body, it restores like the energy levels of your body. It even regulates the hunger and stress hormones like cortisol. So don't just ignore sleeping. Just aim to sleep like at least 7 hours a night, and then that will help you a lot to get the results that you want. The fifth one is you won't be always motivated. You just have to find systems that actually fits in your routine. And like I mentioned before, it's just when people sign up at the gym, they just feel motivated, they're excited, they just want to go all in and get the results that you want. But it's not gonna be always like that. And then you just gotta keep in mind that you're not gonna be excited all the time, you're not gonna be motivated all the time, because there are gonna be some days that you're just gonna be tired, you're gonna be stressed, you're just not in the mood to go to the gym. That's why it's important to know how to manage your emotions. You can't just let your feelings decide what you're going to do, because when you just acknowledge the feelings and just take actions anyway, and then when you have that routine that just fits your schedule, that's when you can actually just stick with this habit long term. And that's the main reason we're aiming here. We don't want you to the gym for about 1, 2 to 3 months. That's gonna be for your whole life. So that's why you just gotta find ways that is just gonna help you just to keep that routine in place. And then if you're someone who is just like struggling to be consistent at the gym, if you haven't been able to find a system that actually fits in your life and in your schedule, I've got like great news for you. I'm just offering one-to-one coaching where I'm just going to be looking at your life, your lifestyle, your routine, the systems that you have in life, your schedule, your goals, everything. And then I'm just going to design a simple workout plan where it's just like everything is just going to be easy. I'm just going to send you workouts. I'm just going to help you just to find systems in your life that fits in your routine. And most importantly, just to put that discipline mindset in your life so you keep this habit for the rest of your life. That is just a link here in the description there. You can just book a free call with me and then you can go from there. The sixth one is just track your progress. It's important to take like photos before and during the whole process so you can actually see where you're actually going towards, that you can actually see what's actually working in your life. And then now it's important just to check your weight every single week, because you know exactly how you're weighing and then where you're getting. You don't have to check like daily. It's important just to take a weight at least like once a week so you know exactly where you're going to and how your progress is going with the weight that you are just like trying to lose or try to gain. And then one important point is important to know how much weight you are just lifting at the gym. For example, if you're doing bench press and then you're just like putting a plate of 20 kilos on each side, and then what I like to do is I always like to put a little bit more every single week. For example, if I'm benching press with like 20 kilos on each side, I just try to put at least for the next week just another plate of 2.5 kilos, like the smallest one. So at least I'm just like increasing the weight. I know it's not much, but at least this is more than I did in the previous session. I always like trying to increase the weights that I'm lifting. It's gonna help you to lift a little bit heavier every single section that you go to the gym. Number 7 is mindset essential in your journey. Mindset is important because if you really want to stick to this habit for a whole life, you need to find a workout that's sustainable. That's something that actually enjoy going to the gym. You might hate going to the gym. That's something that you don't like to lifting weights. But I always tell people that they come to me and say like, oh, but I hate lifting weights. Just accept the idea that you need to go to the gym for a whole life. If you're just going to be like resisting going to the gym and lifting weights, you're just gonna hate this process for a whole life. The sooner you accept the idea that you're gonna have to be going to the gym for the rest of your life, the easier it's going to be just to enjoy this whole process. And then I just think like discipline is essential during this whole process of going to the gym. What I love to tell my clients, discipline is a skill that you actually develop in your life. You're not like born disciplined. It's just a skill that you can actually, learn how to have it. And then you're just like playing the long game here. Discipline is what is just gonna keep you consistent at the gym. I've seen like so many trainers that just like they send the workout to the client, they send like a diet, but they don't really teach how the mindset is important, how discipline at the gym is important, because that's actually what's gonna make you to stick with this habit long term. Because like I told you before, when you sign up, you feel excited, you feel motivated, but just to keep that whole process for a long time, you need to be disciplined, and there is no other way around it. And then the most important thing, when you have that level of discipline at the gym, it's kind of like it just spreads out to the all areas of your life. And then you start being more disciplined in your diet, for example. You start being disciplined during your sleep, and then everything else, it just becomes part of our life, being disciplined. I think that's what I love the most about this whole process of like the fitness journey, because discipline is a very essential skill in life. For me, in my life, it's all started at the gym. Number 8 is fitness is just the beginning. It's all about the person that you actually becoming. At first, you just like, you just started the gym because you want to change your body, and that's totally fine. I also started the gym because I wanted to be more confident. I want to be looking good for the girls. I want to be fit, and that's normal. That's the pain that you're actually feeling, if you want to lose weight, and everyone has got like a pain that they want to change with their bodies when they first sign up at the gym. But over time, you're just going to realize that it's not about the physical transformation. It's about the person that you actually become from that transformation. Because during this journey, I achieved a high level of discipline in life that helped me to be consistent when I was tired, when I was stressed, when I just didn't want to do anything basically. But as I am a disciplined person, as I have that skill, I just push it through. I just took action anyway. All that discipline that started at the gym, it just got me the permanent residency here in Australia. It got me the body that I have today. It got me like my dreams car that I paid $50,000 in cash for it. It all happened because I've got that discipline skill. It all started at the gym. When you start developing that skill in your life, you're just gonna see the big difference that is just gonna make you in the long term. And then I can see that it just helped me just to become the person I am today, when I just wanted to change my body basically. That's just the real rewards that you're just gonna have from it. Because the change in the body is great, but when you see the transformation that you have in life, that's when you're gonna see like, wow, that's how I want to be. That's the person that I am today, this new identity that you have. And I think that's the most important thing about this whole process. The number 9, I think that's the most important. Just start. It's simple. You don't need like a perfect workout. You don't need like a perfect routine. Just need to get started. You need to have that habit of going to the gym. And a lot of people say like, oh, I just don't want to go to the gym because people are just going to judge me because of my body, because I'm fat, because I'm just too skinny. People are just going to be looking at me. They're going to be judging me. I had that feeling when I started at the gym as well, because I was very skinny. I have got like in the genetics of being very skinny, and for me just to gain weight, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of effort. I have to eat a lot for it. And don't worry about what the others are gonna think. And they're just too worried about their own body, about their own life, that they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They are not gonna be looking at you. Just don't worry about it. And if you don't know how to do exercises, because a lot of people just don't get started because they don't know how to lift weights, they don't know how to do the exercises, just get a personal trainer, just get someone to help you. It's all part of the process when you're just like starting out something new. You need to have mentors. You need to have someone that actually teaches you how to do it, because you don't get injured. You just know how to do the exercise. It's just gonna bring you all the benefits from having like an expert for you, just showing exactly what you have to do. Don't overthink it. Just don't wait for like the perfect time. Just get started. That's basically it, guys. That's all I have today. I just wanted to share just 9 points for you. I hope that you got some value from him. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.